we're going to take a look at this functions question together. And the first part of this question, we are supposed to do a sketch of the graph of y is equal to fx. And with the consideration of the domain, which is basically every real number except 4, because 4 is going to cause the expression to become undefined, the graph is going to look something like this. I've already plotted this into my graphing calculator, and we have our graph as one with a vertical asymptote x is equal to 4. Let me indicate it. It has a horizontal asymptote y is equal to 0. And the graph will be something that is like this, tending towards the vertical asymptote, and then tending towards the horizontal asymptote. And when x is equal to 0, this point here is going to be 0 and 1 over 4. And this will be our graph of y is equal to fx. So this is part A of the question. Part B. We are supposed to try to show that GF exists. And to show that GF exists, we will take a look at the schematic that we have been using in our theory outline on Achevas TV. So according to our explanation, we are going to use this little schematic to help us to get an idea of how numbers are going to be passed from f then to g for the composite function gf. So first f, then g. And in order for the composite function to exist, we just need to make sure that all the numbers that comes out from f, they are going to be entirely received by g. So the range of f has to be a subset of the domain of g in order for the composite function gf to exist. So let's check the range of f. Look at this. We can find the range of f, or the possible y coordinates that we can see. And that is going to be from 0 all the way until infinity. This is the range of f. As for the domain of g, it is already given to us. This is also from 0 to infinity. It is given to us here, the domain of g. So this is definitely going to be a subset. In fact, they are equal in terms of the sets. So therefore, we can then conclude that the composite function gf exists. And we want to find the rule of gf. For the rule of gf, we are going to be putting the entire expression of f into g. So we're going to replace the x of g. So this is going to be equal to ln of 1 minus 1 over x. And this is going to be replaced by the expression of f, which is going to be 4 over x minus 4 squared. So we will have this. So the rule or the expression of gf, it is going to be 1 minus x minus 4 squared over 4. This is the rule of the composite function. This is a plus here. So here, it is a plus, not a minus. So, okay, we have this as the expression or the rule of the composite function gf. And one more thing that we are supposed to find, two more things that we are supposed to find will be next, the domain of gf. And the domain of the composite function is the same as the domain of the first function, because it will be the first function that will define all the possible numbers that will be going into this composite function. So the domain of gf is going to be the same as the domain of f. So this is the same as the domain of f, which is from 0 to 4, but not inclusive of 4, or from 4 all the way until infinity. And one last thing, in this part, we want to find the range of the composite function gf. And to find the range of the composite function, we're going to make use of this last function here. This last function here, we are talking about the function g. So for g, the domain, it is going to be from 0 to infinity. But the numbers that will be going into g in its composite state, it is going to be numbers that will be coming out from f. And the numbers that comes out from f, it is 0 to infinity. So we're going to go for 0 to infinity to be numbers that goes into g. And we're going to analyze the numbers that comes out from g with this as the input. And this will then be the range of the composite function gf, which is going to be exactly the same as this, the range of gf. So in order for us to do this analysis, we will sketch the graph of G. And with the help of our graphing calculator, sketching the graph of y is equal to gx, y is equal to gx. It is one that will have a vertical asymptote x is equal to 0, and it will have a horizontal asymptote y is equal to 0. And making sure that we consider the domain where x is supposed to be bigger than 0, we have our graph as this here. So by imposing the input as the numbers that comes from f to be from 0 to infinity, we're going for this as all the input into G. In fact, this is exactly the same as the domain of G. So with this as the input, with these numbers that f is going to be giving to G, the output is going to be from the y coordinates, 0 to infinity. So therefore, the range of the composite function gf, looking at this, it is going to be from 0 all the way until infinity. This is for part B. And then for part C, if the domain of f is further restricted to be such that x is supposed to be less than k, state the largest value of k such that f inverse were to exist. So we want a one-to-one function for f so that f inverse can exist. So if k is going to be here, when x is less than k, it is a one-to-one function. The maximum we can go will be until here, where anything that is to the left of 4, it is still going to be considered as a one-to-one function. It is going to be passing the horizontal line test. That is why for part C, the largest possible value of k is going to be equal to 4. And for our last part, part D, we are going to be using this restricted function that is found in C for this to try find the f inverse in a similar form. So for part D, we are going to go for fx, which is 4 over x minus 4 squared, where x are real numbers, such that this time x is going to be strictly less than 4. We are applying this here. So from this, we will be letting y to be equal to fx, which means that y is going to be equal to 4 over x minus 4 squared, where we will be considering this with the domain x is supposed to be less than 4. Let's try to make x a subject so that we can get the expression for f inverse. So from here, x minus 4 squared, this is 4 over y, which means that x is going to be equal to 4 plus or minus square root of this, which is going to be 2 over square root of y. But x is supposed to be less than 4. So looking at this expression that is here, we're going to go for 4 minus 2 over square root of y. And let me write down the reason here is because x is supposed to be less than 4. So this is going to be the expression that we are going to be using for f inverse. And we also need the domain of f inverse. As for the domain of f inverse, it is going to be the same as the range of f. And for the range of f, considering just this portion of the graph, the range is going to be from 0 to infinity. So here will be from 0 to infinity. So with this and this, we can now write down the expression for f inverse. F inverse is going to be 4 minus 2 over square root of x. For x to be real numbers, such that x is going to be bigger than 0.